Hello and welcome back. I hope that all of your vegetables are now prepared. You can see that whilst I've been waiting for you to prepare them, I've actually shared all my vegetables between the 6 holes of this little muffin mould. The next thing that I'm going to add to this is a little bit of cheese. Now, in the world of cheese, the recommended daily amount of cheese that we should be eating, as suggested on the Eat Well guide, is actually 30 grams. That's about that much just there, or it is equal to a matchbox size. And it's not, as someone said to me up in Merthyr once, right? If it's a matchbox size I'm allowed, does that mean I can have one of those small Swan matchboxes? No, right? It's one of the small matchbox sizes. It looks really depressing, right? But there are some simple rules that we need to follow. The first rule when choosing a cheese is to make sure that you choose a hard cheese, because that means that you can grate it and it goes a lot further, and I'll show you that in a couple of moments. The next message is always choose a mature flavoured cheese, because that means you can have get that cheesy flavour without using as much. And the third message is always make sure that you try and find a reduced fat cheese as well. So we've got our little bit of cheese just there, and I'm going to grate this using my little IKEA grater just here. These are great, as I've told you before. We're going to pop that just into there, and the next thing is we're going to turn and turn and turn and tap, turn and turn and turn and tap, turn and turn and turn and tap, turn and turn and turn and tap. We're going to carry on adding our cheese. Doesn't matter if it goes all the way over our muffin mould, because we can easily, I think that's enough cheese just there, we can easily just spoon it or share it back into it, just the muffin mould, just like that. The next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to pop that just over there, because the next thing is we need to make our egg mixture. Now, for the eggs, what we've got is we've got 3 eggs which we need to crack, and then we're going to add a little bit of milk, some parsley, some mixed herbs, and some smoked paprika. Now, when it comes to cracking eggs, okay, I don't particularly like cracking on the surface, cracking on like that, all into one bowl. So it's best practice is to make sure that you always crack them separately, and I'm going to show you how to do it the most hygienic and the easiest way. So I'm going to pop my little bowl just there, and as I said, rather than cracking it on the side, what I like to do is I like to hold my egg just in my hand like that, and I'm going to use the back of my fork just to crack once. Make a little crack just like that, then into a separate bowl, and that means that I won't have to worry if I get any shell into my big bowl. I can make sure I've got my shell, and I've got one just there. I'm going to do the other 2 as well, so crack just like that, open them up, make sure we haven't got any shell, and that can be transferred into there. And the last thing we got is we've got this one. I'm going to crack them open, make sure I've got no eggs in there, and we can pop that just into there. Before I go any further, I'm just going to quickly wash my hands, and then we can crack on with the next bit. So we've got our little egg mixture just there. The next thing we're going to add is we're going to add 4 dessert teaspoons of milk. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit for luck. And the last thing that we're going to add is we're going to add our little herbs just here. So I've got a little bit of mixed herbs, and I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of mixed herbs just into there. We're going to add half a teaspoon of parsley. Obviously that won't fit in, don't panic, because you can use the other end, and I'm going to add 2 little bits just like that. And then I've got a little bit of smoked paprika, and this is going to add that lovely sort of chorizo sausage flavour. So it's got all that flavour, but without the fat from the sausage, right? So you could add some hot smoky paprika to this as well, but we've just got the normal smoked just like that. I'm going to give that a little whisk just to mix all of that up. And then the last thing that we're going to do, you can see we've got that just there, I'll pop that into there, the last thing we're going to do is put it back or pour it into our little muffin mould. Now I find the easiest way to pour things is via a little jug. So I'll put that just into there and I'll bring that over, and then the next thing is we're just going to pour evenly our egg mixture just into the muffin mould, just like that. You can see I'm using this flexible muffin mould because they're really good. They're non-stick. You can buy them online in places like Amazon and eBay, and they're really good. These days you don't have to add any oil to them, and the muffins or the frittatas as we're making today will pop out really easily. So just make sure that everything is covered. You want it about 3/4 full, just like that. And now those are ready to go in the oven. They're going to bake at about 180 degrees centigrade for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. And the great thing about these is they'll souffle up, okay? Unfortunately, they will shrink back down, but they look absolutely fantastic when they come out of the oven. So in a couple of moments, it's over to you. Let's get our frittatas ready, and I'll see you once mine are done. Well, hello and welcome back. I hope your frittatas are now cooking in the oven. Mine have just come out and the room smells absolutely amazing. You can see how well those little frittatas have risen. The top is nice and golden brown and they smell delicious. So what we're going to do is, these are best eaten when they're warm, although you can leave them in the fridge overnight and have them cold as well. I'm going to have these for my lunch today, and I'm going to serve them with a little side salad. So I'm going to have 2 of these little frittatas just here, and I'm going to pop one just there. You can see they are piping hot. I think I'll take this one just here, and you can see these little muffin moulds are absolutely fantastic because nothing's actually left in them apart from a little bit on the edge where it has caught. So we're going to pop those just over there, and you can see my little side salad. I've got some spinach or spigoglis on them, right? Some tomato and peppers, and I'm going to make a really quick and easy sort of dressing to go on that, a little balsamic dressing. Now when you're making a dressing, the simple rule that you need to follow is you need 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil just here, and I'm going to use my little measuring spoon. So I've got 1 and I've got 2, and then I have got some balsamic vinegar. If you haven't got balsamic vinegar and you want a lemony dressing, you could use some lemon juice, you could use white wine vinegar, you could use some lime juice perhaps, or even some red wine vinegar. But I quite like a little balsamic dressing. I'm going to add my 1 tablespoon of that just into there, and you can see that it's at the moment, I hope you're able to see that it's still separate. We're going to whisk it up to make that little bit of an emulsion in a moment. I've got some mixed herbs. I'm just going to add a little sprinkling of my mixed herbs into there, and then I'm going to add 3 little twists of black pepper. And now comes the most important part. We need to give it a little whisk, and you can see as I'm whisking it up that I'm starting to create that little emulsion, so it will eventually go a lot thicker. And then all I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use all of that on my little side salad. I'm just going to add just a little drizzle just over the top, just like that, and this looks brilliant. So we've got our little dressing just like that. That could be put into a little jam jar and stored in the fridge for up to a week as well. So it's a really good dressing to have. So that is our little frittatas and side salad, a fantastic little lunchtime recipe. I hope that you have enjoyed making these with me today. I know that I have enjoyed showing you how to make them. Don't forget that all the recipes for the cook along sessions are available on the HAPI Facebook page, as well as our website cookingtogether.co.uk.